Hello.
You said I'm bad about playing.
What?
You said I'm bad about playing. You threw a microphone at me.
Because it's time to play.
I
Ace
would never say he doesn't
Attorney.
get excited about playing video games.
That's impossible. Defendant lobby number 2.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Now I can't read a single word of it because there's Discord in the way.
Yep, too bad.
Oh.
Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is a big gray area. Don't worry about me. Something courtroom outcome.
Fine, I'll fix it. Sort of.
I thought that's like courtroom for a second. I could actually see the word outcome, but I thought it read courtroom, and I didn't know what the other words were.
You're gonna find this kind
No
of
matter
strange.
the outcome.
There you go.
Thank you. Now I can actually read it. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
That you're not guilty? Yes.
I never believed a defense attorney should never believe their client. I'm not guilty just because I say I am. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
So you have a split personality. One side of it says, I'm not guilty, but that's the one on the inside. That's your inside voice. Your inner child, so to speak. And your outside voice is like, I'm guilty. Just kill me. I shall die. You should hook up with Larry. Because that's what Larry did. This guy, you remind me a lot of Mia. No. No, Phoenix, no. So there is one decisive difference between you and her. Yes, the whole split personality, I'm guilty but not actually guilty, and I won't say that I'm not guilty, because I want to say that I'm guilty.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney.
Yes, that's the biggest thing. I believe it's almost time for the trial.
Like, that is totally what I would say in that situation.
Good luck, Mr. Wright.
Some people call me Mr. Wrong. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Oh, by myself.
Didn't Mia freaking talk to you through the afterlife?
Yes.
So she is there. What are you talking about?
Mia is there no matter what. Mia watches you when you sleep. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. What motivates Mr. Wright? Having a young girl help him through court.
Courtroom number 9.
Courtroom number 7. That one must be lucky.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth.
I've been ready for longer than you, right?
It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she's rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There is a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand.
The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Ho ho! Caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Judge is really wolfing it down.
And for you, I have a Fiesta bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts! I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name, profession, now. Oh my god, he learned it! Name, my name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running around Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Priorities, huh?
Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I'm a professional.
Huh? What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Starr was a detective?
Ah-ha! I know who you are. Cough up?
Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. A long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot with Edgeworth's car. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Jeez.
I thought she just hated prosecutors.
I guess.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So how does it feel to be utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Bing, 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 bing. Nope, the air one. What the heck? What's that?
Phew.
Hold it. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. But their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Even though they're used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Stark, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
Me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony's unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? Yet another boyfriend. This position is still open for applicants.
What the heck? I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed it,
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
it felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means. Speaking of the detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet chained with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as his tack.
Yeah, with the older of an old cheese to match. In any case there, in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. There's a wire fence.
By a garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth. Wasn't it? Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
That's inspiring. Really? I believe I heard the tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be regulated to the post of lowly lunch lady, but my skill instincts are honed.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snapped. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Do you think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Moment of the crime is photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh. That is unmistakably Lana Sky.
So what was the defendant doing at the time?
Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It's your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs.
Really?
Apparently, according to this lady. I think she just wants to take stabs at this guy. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps the chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. The defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of her knife into Detective Goodsman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only flesh, Mr. Wright. You can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
Well, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Wow, we're back to the beginning. So somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, and I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finally honed intuition. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Let's see. Can I do anything in here? No. I don't really know where the contradiction is. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Pointy tip into Detective Goodman's chest.
It doesn't look like he's holding a knife.
Oh, okay. Right, that makes sense. But I mean... Wait, was a knife ever said to be in his chest? Ah.
They said that he was holding the knife.
And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife?
As I already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection.
That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, right?
Dang. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that?
Blood splatters.
Huh?
The dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat.
But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
Alright, you got a better idea? No, oh man. Now I gotta make a decision. Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Oh my god.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor's guy was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on?
Oh.
If it's not premeditated, she wouldn't be wearing those gloves.
Arrgh! These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
Do they?
The main point here is to prove that it wasn't premeditated. It would show a lack of planning in the murder.
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
The gloves gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They're rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Alright. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Gotta think of a way to show that it wasn't premeditated. Nope. Nope.
Objection! You're cute.
I had 3 tries. No, I was wrong on all 3. Huh. No? Gonna try them all.
You're gonna try everything.
Yes.
It might take a bit.
It'll take a while.
Why don't you just try telling me how each one will prove it wasn't planned first? Oh,
It was the knife. What? How's it the knife? How is it
Well,
the
what
knife?
would you need to commit a murder?
A knife?
A murder weapon. Why did she have everything but the murder weapon on her? Like, what if Mr. Edgeworth's knife wasn't in his trunk? Then she'd be up a ship without a paddle. Up a creek without a paddle.
Oh, so she had to borrow it from his car.
Yeah. If it wasn't there, then she'd have a problem.
Oh. Oh, okay, I got it. Witness, do you know what this is?
Are you trying to test me? I sell lunches for a living now. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it's my knife.
What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there. Defendant and the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Why is there a little child in the audience? Now I think about it.
Why is there a kid in there?
Mommy, the prosecutor's bad people. Hush, little child. I'm trying to watch the murder. This is the most exciting thing that happens to us.
Order! Order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
I don't think so.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie.
What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lynch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do, she planned the killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it?
So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Gosh. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. You say she was stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid that moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to loss of blood from one stab wound.
Aha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth.
See, Mr. Edgeworth is actually kind of on your side, kind of not, right?
Yeah.
Like, the one here that's really being a jerk is this Miss Starr herself. What a hunk. He's my hero, really.
What about my objection? No one noticed?
Okay.
Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
What's a red muffler?
It's like a scarf, I think.
Scarf?
Yeah, for a second.
She don't have a scarf. Well, it did before too. I just had to look at the autopsy report. Whoa.
The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself. With this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady can be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, provided you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edwards prevailed.
Isn't that his witness, though?
Yes, he's mocking his own witness now.
What was my objection? Chopped liver?
But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. Well, now, where were we? The witness is giving us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What?
Very well. Witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Apprehending a suspect.
How is she getting so many chances? I mean, she already proved that she doesn't know shit about this.
Yeah, it's just like revise, 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 revise.
Well, the thing is, the muffler was actually at the scene, so she is right about that. Although she just proved that, although she just brought about doubt upon her own claims.
Yeah.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run from behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her and explained her rights to her and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had confused me in my earlier testimony. Chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother with my details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
True.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
An oil drum? Hard to imagine.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leper one.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Alright.
That was for cute.
Alright, so after the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights, and arrested her spot. Wait a second! No! No! I refuse to acknowledge. Because there's a freaking chain link fence. How did you get over there so fast? Oh well. Alright. Let me just try to see if I can spot it. She mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But you didn't do it. You have to believe me.
Alright, I guess I better start pressing. So where is this partition on the floor plans?
I'm sure she means this wall next to the car.
That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high.
She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly called.
You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect?
As I said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time.
Maybe I should press her for more details. Press! I'd like to see all of this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was...
She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block.
So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss R?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you?
I went over it, of course.
Amazing! The cough of Queen, lunch lady athlete, indeed.
I would love to take a little time to climb. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. Or the wrong side.
I know you would like to, Emma.
I definitely would like to. Especially if Edgeworth does it first.
Edgeworth,
Shouldn't have to my sister that fast.
Edgeworth is terrified of ladders. We have confirmed this.
Edgeworth is an outdoorsman, obviously.
He needs to go outdoors more.
And this fanfiction has confirmed this.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about fanfiction. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too.
Well, I already made a fanfiction during the middle of the game.
So how did Miss Sky not get away? Bum, 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 bum.
Ah, yes.
Bum, 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 bing, bum. Press, press, press. Hold it! She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say?
If I remembered exactly, I would have told you my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
phone? She can't mean... Wait a second. She didn't say anything on the phone. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone.
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing. Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
Things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma.
I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead.
Wait. No? We heard it. Oh, I guess Emma said that she didn't say anything. Alright. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! You're gonna ask the same thing.
I'll only say this once, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. I don't actually want to call it that. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket.
During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
That's when I boldly grabbed her on the arm. The chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this.
What is it, Mr. Wright? The chief prosecutor made to say, against Rainbow Star, resistance is futile.
Wait.
Wait a minute. One thing that doesn't make sense. If she's on the phone, how did it drop in that other area?
Alright, she was behind the partition. How did you see that? Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who had thought you'd be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago.
Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up.
Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
What?
I mean, it's why she was in A block. Order! Order, what is the meaning of this?
Better she just was making things up. It took longer to get over there, which means Lana wasn't trying to escape.
Yeah. Simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies.
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witnesses told this court.
Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it could be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. To say, the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction.
Gotta show the court where she was.
Well, I'm thinking down here, but maybe it was a security room, because security room could see everything, right?
No, the security room, she wouldn't be able to see it stuffing in the car.
Right.
But she took a picture of it.
Down here?
Most likely.
I mean, it's highly likely that's where she was.
You think? It's highly likely. Your cavalier attitude stands in stark contrast to your feeble argument, Mr. Wright. Her being there wouldn't change a thing.
Well, we've pretty much been catching her in lies the entire time, so it does.
Maybe she was in the guard station. That would prove that. That would prove that she wouldn't see the body there.
Yeah, see? Dang it. I had a feeling it was probably in there. Because
She has a boyfriend there.
yeah, and they said the security room's like on the second floor of that place.
That would take her even longer. She couldn't even figure out the option to scale the fence.
Yeah.
We'll scale the fence.
This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room?
Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot.
Yeah, it's like up there. It's like up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they go through the door. I think this door right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they go up. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. But wait, her photo is kind of like off to the side.
It is?
Yeah, her photo is kind of like off to the side.
Actually, she also said that she rigged a lunchbox with a camera.
Oh, true.
So as long as the camera was set up first, she could have took it from anywhere.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in an A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr?
How many years have I been getting the better of men? I think the tables could be turned. Today, man has gotten the better of Angel Star.
Order! Order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails.
Guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why does Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Well, she just flat out admitted she doesn't care as long as the guilty is punished.
Yeah.
She already admitted she's already pretty much biased, extremely.
Yeah, and the whole thing's like a setup by her, so it's premeditated by her. Huh?
It's a bit early for the real murderer to be coming out, though, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, she has a lunchbox, like a lunchbox with a camera aimed that way. She's up in the security room. It's like she's ready for it.
Yeah, she could have been easily a part of it. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. You know, now it's a question of when did Lana Sky go to that car? It still stands. Oh.
I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Miss Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change?
Time to get down there, right? She no longer has the ability to just climb over the fence.
Yeah.
So now she can make it sound like, oh, it now doesn't sound like that lady was trying to leave as fast as possible. She was hanging around.
Yeah. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what you could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Guy? Well, witness?
You.
Yes?
You ordered the squid wheels, right?
What?
She's getting angry with you. She's gonna just lower the quality of your lunches.
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I'm bringing a PBJ lunch to my fresh boysenberry jam for my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running to the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking and B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
5 minutes? This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And a spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Do I?
Objection!
5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time, if you like it al dente.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea, I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time it was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close. I'm afraid that the Coffin Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Yay! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist on for me.
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Woohoo! A triple decker!
Robbing the judge.
Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the lunchbox motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time?
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
But what? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
No, we break this rule all the time.
This rule is going to actually be important in this trial.
Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, evidence law, we break this law all the time. We just throw it out in court.
Yeah. But this one's important.
It seems you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to assure the guilty are properly judged.
White enamel shoe. Bears traces of blood from Goodman and Sky. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine a witness. For the 7th time.
The same witness. I
What?
should have mentioned this 5 minutes.
Press. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say, I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy by a lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. Want to fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. The false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See, this fashionable basket I have here. It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you remove valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. As we all do. Now, tell us what you did next. Bum, bum, bing, bum. So you brought it to the forensics department.
You're going to submit something as an evidence in court you needed to prove. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensic expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there was 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Oh, well. Blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow down any sample to just one person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe.
That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman.
I was afraid he was going to say that.
The shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Objection!
No? Hmm. 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 Nope. Yep. On the sole of the shoe, it's gotta be the victim. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. This blood might be an important clue.
Poor sis.
Wait a second.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. Use enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. Clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Perjury! Threatening the attorney. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe?
The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
The picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness?
What? Huh? You're right going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprints is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What? I see. Now I get it.
Yeah, what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. I thought it was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness! Well, was the oil drum empty?
Oil drum kicked by the prosecutor was brimming with water.
What, water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? You want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
The suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that become evidence against her.
Why? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Well, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister got blood on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star's on the prosecution side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it. Oh.
Little girl. What did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing bloody footprints? Well, I thought you had your fill, but you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Well, wait. Witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. We need further comments and you'll be held in contempt of court. I like how the prosecution's obviously able to hold you in contempt. Your threats don't scare the Catholic Queen. Look at this.
More evidence.
She hid a lot of evidence.
A photograph.
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubts from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I can help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, what or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore?
No, never.
Whatever it is, can it wait? No, I can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. What the heck is that in the tailpipe? What is that?
It looks like something's in the muffler.
Is that what I should point at?
I don't know.
Got the knife. I guess I'll point at that. What's this? Oh, Sedgeworth.
What is this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait, just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or a scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of a muffler? What does it have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Because my defense attorney badge.
Yeah!
Silly.
Miss Star, recall your testimony for the court. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
Muffler. Ugh.
Yarg!
Yarg. I'm a pirate.
Pirate you shall be. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned parlay was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh, we're arg. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Phew. That was close. But we made it. At least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. Still hungry? I don't think we learned very much. I feel like we barely survived whatever that was.
Someone thinks that we're wasting time in a lot of these trials now.
Nah, I feel like something's gonna happen, but I feel like that trial was very close to just losing.
Yep.
And it's not even clear on if she was even not guilty. Well, anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Have a good one.